Hello everybody and welcome back. We're back here in Darkshire, and today we are going to continue this quest, the Shadowy Figure. Take the book that you found at Sven's farm and show it to townsfolk in Darkshire. So we're going to do that. However, after the end of last episode, I got to thinking. There was something in that book, and something that Sven said, that I've kind of put two and two together. And if you open up the journal and go to page 4, it says here, I can only guess why I survived. I have always been cautious, always quick to flinch and leap from pitfalls. My nickname comes from this trait. Now, I thought that odd. But before we do any further investigation, I'm going to throw my guess out there. I'm going to say Jitters is involved in this somehow. And that's how he got that nickname. I can't think of any other way for him to have such an unusual name that kind of pertains to what was written in the journal. So I think he's the author of that journal. So let's go ahead and continue that story and see if perhaps I was right. There does seem to be somebody to speak to here, and I don't know if it's for a quest update or if it's for that particular quest. So we're going to look at that first. Hi, Madam Eva. How are you this fine day?
Light be with you.
Ah, it is her.
Light bless you.
If you have something that belongs to the shadowy figure for whom you speak, let me see it. I may be able to divine something. Oh, for sure. Here you go, ma'am.
Safe travels.
Someone handled this book recently. Someone who is driven by revenge. Oh, that would be Sven, ma'am. But the impressions left on it, at least the impressions from the original owner, are faint. I can tell, however, that the original owner of this book is not a native of Darkshire. Well, thank you. I think that helps.
Go with honor, friend.
Here's your book. And I bid you fortune with your search. If you ask others in town, perhaps they can offer more clues. Here's one more for you. Although the author of this book is a stranger to Darkshire, the book itself was purchased here. Interesting. Well, thank you, madam.
Be careful.
I am still working on some ghoul fangs and skeleton fingers for you. Hopefully I will have that soon. Now, I also recall the journal talks about Worgans and how he was in a different area. So, I don't know. I'm still thinking that's Jitters. We have somebody straight ahead here. The clerk. Hello, Daltrey.
Good day to you.
Interesting what Madam Eva says, but sometimes I do sell blank books to scholars and mages. Or, frankly, anyone who wants to keep a journal. I remember very well everyone to whom I sold a book in the last few months. Oh, fantastic, sir. Do you recognize this one?
Have a good one.
Oh, yes. I sold this book a month ago to a shady person. He didn't tell me his name, but he was a nervous, jittery chap. Always looking over his shoulder. I hope that helps you. Yes, it does help me very much, sir. Thank you.
See you later.
Well, here's your book back. And good luck with your inquiries. You might expand your search to the inn. If the person whom you seek spent time in town, then chances are someone saw him there. Okay, thank you.
See you around.
Okay, maybe I should have been a detective instead of an adventurer. Just get that intuition, you know. Okay, we need to pick up something from Smith's for Abercrombie. So let's go ahead and talk to him since he's right here.
Hey there.
Oh, he can answer my question. Hi, Smiths. There's a couple things I need from you, sir, but first of all, I'm running around town asking a couple questions. I'm trying to find out the identity of somebody. Wonder if you could help me.
Be careful.
The Scarlet Raven doesn't see the business it used to, but we do still get travelers passing through. If you can describe this person you're looking for, maybe I'll remember him. All I have is some personality quirks. Perhaps that helps. Oh yeah, I remember this book. Its owner rented a room for a few days and spent his nights at the bar, writing. He left town in a hurry, muttering about being hunted by something. Last I saw him, he was heading west out of town, looking for a new spot to hide. The first place he'd find to the west is Raven Hill. Thank you so much, sir.
For the Alliance.
Well, good luck. I hope you find the chap, and I hope you find him alive. If he's left the safety of Darkshire, then he could be prey to the beasts of the wilds. We have he's not a native to Darkshire, he's jittery person, and he head west. I don't think I need to ask anybody else for clues.
See you later.
But there is one more thing, Smits, if you don't mind.
What can I do for you?
Oh, you need some zombie juice? Well, that's some strong stuff. I don't usually get requests for that. If you bring me some rot blossoms, then I can brew you up a batch of it. Rot blossoms grow in strange places. In particular, I hear you can find them inside the skulls of skeletal horrors and skeletal fiends. Not that I've gotten close enough to look. The Ravenhill Cemetery's full of those skeletons. You may as well get rid of them while you're looking for rot blossoms. Thank you. I need to go back that way anyway, sir. So we need to get 8 of them.
For the Alliance.
And then we gotta come back here. First of all, we are going to hop on over and have a talk with Jitters. Because that is the person that I believe is responsible for this journal. So let's head on over. And when we go to get the rot blossoms, we can also finish getting the ghoul fangs as well. I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but let's see where this story leads us. If anywhere. I think Sven is going to want to know if it is Jitters. Thank goodness that big zombie fellow is not out at the moment. Perhaps he's been defeated and he won't come back. It's right up here. Okay, let's see. Boo! Oh, who are you? Leave me be. I had to do that.
Safe travels.
Oh, yes, I'm the author of that book. You finally found me, eh? Well, it wasn't that hard, sir. It was something that you mentioned in the book that led me to you. Besides, other people seem to notice you too, so there's that. Well, you only know the half of it.
See you around.
The book you found is only half finished. I had to leave it at Sven's farm when I fled there. Here, take my completed journal to Sven. It describes more fully what happened. Although this journal has been my only company these past few weeks, if giving it up keeps me from having to face Sven and his wrath, then I do it willingly. Okay, we have to go back to Sven.
Safe
Alrighty,
travels.
sir, we'll take care. I don't know how Sven's going to react, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Take care, sir. I mean, I don't know what to say to him. I don't know whether to, give him any confidence or what. But I am going to take a look at it if I can remember how to leave this place. I think we're probably pretty safe right here. Alright, now let's see. We don't have to reread what we read. Let's see. Okay. My hand trembles as I recall the details of that night when Sven was away and his family was doomed to face the Black Riders alone. Again, regret claws at me, for I was there and could have risen against those fiends from Deadwind Pass. But it's a false regret. It's the same that plagues any survivor of a tragedy. I know that. Had I left my place, I too would have been killed. My body ripped and torn, and its pieces spread so wildly that I would not be recognized. But even though I know I could have done nothing to stop this heinous murder, one true regret does remain. I brought the Black Riders to Sven's farm. My discovery of the scythe not only unleashed the Worgen upon Duskwood, it drew the riders. I know this because just before they began their slaughter, they asked one question to Sven's wife as she held her children close, giving them what comfort she could, though she was certain death was near. "The scythe of Elone!" one of the riders shrieked in a voice both harsh and shrill, like the grinding of an axe on stone. And the last word, Elune, it croaked, as if choking on the sound. Death gripped me when I heard that voice, both from the horrid sound of it and because I knew the scythe of which the rider spoke. It must be the same cursed thing I drew from the rocks of Roland's Doom days before. It was what the Black Riders sought, and it was what would kill Sven's family. I never learned the name of Sven's wife, as she was only ever called Dearest and my love and Mommy. But I wish I knew it. I'm the only living memory of her deed that day, and although she was just a farmer's wife, never have I seen a man or woman act with such bravery. Of course, she did not know of the scythe, but when she learned the riders sought it, in an instant a plan formed in her head. And it was bold and clever, if only it had worked. "The scythe?" she said in a calm voice. "Well, of course I do. Who here wouldn't? She looked at the riders with steady eyes, and I would have sworn she spoke the truth if I had not known better. There was no way she could know about the scythe. Her gambit paid off. The same rider who uttered the question before bent his head slightly toward her and shrieked, "Where?" "I'll take you, all of you," she said, and I could see a small hope flicker behind her eyes. "But the way is far, and my children would slow us. We must leave them." Her trick was simple, but simple tricks have the best hope of success. If it worked, it would lead the riders away from the farm. She would be lost, but her children would be safe. And it would work if only the riders believed her noble lies. Although I have never been a student of the light, I prayed fiercely for Sven's wife as she stood against those terrible riders. Please, I prayed, let them believe. They stood, frozen, and she met their gaze with calm. Then one rider looked up, as if hearing a distant call. He drew from his garb a small gem and peered into it. He then gestured with the bauble toward Sven's wife. A light crept from the rider towards the woman, shaping itself into a grim white hand. She stared into the light, unflinching, but I could see uncertainty behind her mask of confidence. When the hand reached her, it spread its fingers over her head, and it squeezed. Sven's wife stood rigid as a board, and her eyes grew wide. And although her lips pulled back to mouth a scream, no sound escaped. After a few moments of this torture, the hand released her, dropping her to her knees. The rider who held the bauble then sat erect in his saddle. A loud voice erupted from it. "This woman lies," it said, in a voice that has scarred my dreams. "She has not seen the scythe." After this, the rider's shoulders stooped slightly, as if a spirit within him had fled. And then, in the old shrieking voice it used earlier, these final words were uttered. "The Lord has spoken. Kill them!" I cannot describe what happened next. It is clear in my mind, but even my wretched soul cannot put to paper the events of those next few grisly minutes. I can only write that Sven's family was killed, and soon after, Sven returned to this grim, deathly scene. Such grief was in him that I was afraid to show myself, and so afraid was I that he would find me. I fled from my hiding spot. I do not know where Sven is now, but I pray he will someday find peace. I spent the next few weeks moving from place to place, never lingering, for fear of the riders. I am now in the abandoned town of Raven's Hill, always hiding. I cannot face whatever power they used against Sven's wife, and I know it searches Duskwood even still for the scythe. But it is lost to me, and I thank the light for this, for had I kept it, I know I would have been found. Even now I know in my heart that I will be found. I am so tired. Wow. At least he can focus his revenge, perhaps, on the Dark Riders. Well, let's get this book over to him right away. No, not gonna cut through there. There's Black Widows and stuff. We'll stay along the coast as before. Oh, what a story. Sven's wife was so brave. I think she did what any mother would do to try and protect her kids. I would have done that. Especially if I had young ones, like it seems like she had. curious to see what Sven's going to say about it. I think it's going to upset him even more. Sven, I have more information.
What can I do for you?
Did you find who the shadowy figure was? Yes, I did. Here's his completed journal.
Be careful.
Oh, this journal explains much, and sets me on the path against the Dark Riders. I have seen these riders in Duskwood, and have seen them speak with the wizard Morbant Fell at the Forlorn Row. Okay.
For the Alliance.
Morbant Fell is a necro and an ally to the Dark Riders. I would pitch you against the power, but I will not send you against that vile fiend without first knowing your strength. You have already proven your bravery to me, but if you truly wish to face the necromancer, then you must now prove your skill against his minions. So now I gotta kill raiders, healers, warders, and then come back to Sven.
Go with honor, friend.
I think next we're gonna have to go back to the cemetery for sure. Now this is a yellow quest, or an orange quest, but we actually are almost leveled. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to gather these rot blossoms and get these ghouls and skeleton fingers. Although maybe, perhaps, we can get a hold of a skeletal raider and see how tough it is. Let's see if we can cut over to the cemetery from here. Oh, this is Forlorn Row right here. Okay, what? Raider. Oh, they're 28. 3 levels above me. Yeah, I think we're going to have to at least get to 26. And then we can possibly do that. There's a 27. Well, let's try this 27. And see how we do. That went better than I thought it would. Okay, let's, that's a 28, but that's not one of those main dudes. So they might be tougher. I really think that I would rather not. What did he do to me? Wandering plague. He gave me disease. I don't think I have anything I can cure disease with. I didn't pick up that skill. Physical damage is increased, stamina is reduced, and I can spread the plague? Well, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Oh. What's this? I might regret this. But let's see what is. The Weathered Grave. The Weathered Grave marker reads simply, Morgan Latimer. Upon further examination, you notice that dirt over the grave has been recently disturbed, and that a good amount of the dirt seems to have been displaced. So we can speak to somebody in Darkshire about this. Interesting. Well, you know, we're hunting a necromancer. What does a necromancer do? It needs bodies. Maybe the necromancer dug up that body recently or something. Not quite sure. Alright, let's come over here where those lower level ghouls and things were, perhaps. Yeah. We can get these guys, I think. Well, I don't see any skellies here.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Looks like someone else has been hunting here. I seem to recall... Oh, there's those worms again.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Alright, well, we really don't want to get attacked again right now. Let's try to stay out of harm's way. I want to get over where we were before. So let's come over this way. Because I'm still under that influence of that disease, which is going to hurt my combat. I don't see any skeletons.
It's too far away.
Yep, I didn't get a fang. Okay, let's there's a skelly. Yeah, he was 2 levels below me, and he almost got me. But the disease is gone. And buff. Maybe I need to get the
I need to get closer.
skeleton bits at the behind the cemetery near Darkshire. I'm starting to think that's probably what I need.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go on back to Darkshire. Well, everybody, as Sherry travels over to the cemetery near Darkshire, we're going to go ahead and leave the episode here. Thank you for joining me today. Please give a like and subscribe, Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye now.